We got to turn the labels off, I guess. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh my God, they're too big for the max audio size.
Well, we are live now.
We're live now? Great,
Yeah.
great. Okay, cool. We got one in.
One of the files?
I mean, I can try and shrink this one right now.
Do it as an MP3, maybe?
I did it as an MP3. Let me do it as a lower... let me just do this. Is it this whole thing?
Ladies and gentlemen, bear with us, please. John and I, well, we're figuring it all out.
What are we doing? Are we live?
We're live right now.
Sweet.
The
Okay.
chat is active. We are, as you can tell, I'm not in my normal location.
We're not home,
behind
folks.
me. We're not home.
ET phone home.
You'll see if I shift the camera a little bit where I am. Oh, I'm right next to John Barber.
Oh, hey, folks. How are you? Are we right there? Yeah, we both. And we're running on my computer, so it says John Barber on both of us. How do we turn that off?
That would be under banners.
Banners. Okay.
I
don't know.
Maybe not. Layers.
It's over here. Ready? It's over here. Ready to do. Edit name. Edit name. Here we go. Oh, no, no. Because you're camera B.
I am camera B, which I feel like heard in the Wheel of Forgotten Songs episode. There is a way to turn off the lower third.
How's that? Is that better?
Yo.
Yo. What's up? What's up?
What's up?
All right, there we go. And then I just made the file, so I'm going to make it work here.
We're going to make this work, guys. We are not going to let the technology stand in the way of us delivering to you a very exciting evening of audio entertainment.
That's right.
Camera J, camera B. We got all the cameras here.
We're running a 2-camera shoot in the basement today.
Yes, this is
on the fly.
We decided at about 8:45 to go downstairs and start working on this.
We barbecued.
Yes, we barbecued.
It was a mistake.
The burgers had appropriate charge. John only had to go to the convenience store 3 times for propane.
Dude, do we tell that story? Can we
let's
start with
tell
that
that
story?
on the air.
Are we not on the air?
We're on the air, but I feel like should we tell that story? So we're getting ready to barbecue. John's got the burgers, the franks, we got the corn, we got the salad, everything ready. John goes out to fire the grill, and
the propane's dead. And by the way, I just opened a new propane yesterday, and we grilled last night, and the propane was fine. And then today, I get out there, and the propane is completely empty. Like somebody went out and turned it on. There's no way that happened. And so I go to the 7-Eleven because it's the closest place to me. And I'm like, yo, I'd bring 2 propanes. I'm like, give me 2. And the guy's like just pulling them out, and literally every propane is empty, and he's got no full propanes. And he gives me these 2 janky old ones, and he's like, these are full. And I'm like, okay, great. Thank you. And I run back, and I plug them into the grill and fire them up.
And
totally empty. And like they put the cap back on empty ones. And I went back there and gave him a piece of my mind. Let me tell you. I didn't say it.
But you had to get in the car and drive back to the 7-Eleven.
Oh, yeah. I had to go back there. I had to be like, dude, these are empty. Let's set them on fire. You'll see. Let's torch these bitches.
And was he trying to like, no, these are fine?
Dude, he was telling me that because they were heavy, they were filled with propane. And maybe he's right, but I couldn't get the propane out. That was a problem. So then he gave me 2 new ones, and I brought them back, and they worked, which was good because the ladies had burned the burgers on the stove while I was gone.
Yes. So Avery and Lisa had tried in the interim to cook the burgers themselves, immediately burned the burgers and threw the burgers away.
Yeah. And then, just to respond to Jordan here, I definitely looked around to see how many cameras were on the 7-Eleven in case I needed to set fire to the place. I definitely looked around and was like, there's a camera there, there's a camera there, there's a camera there.
Yes. He asked to speak to the manager. Who's in charge of this 7-Eleven right here, folks? Come on.
Yeah, I was definitely going to throw one of the empty propanes through the front window of the 7-Eleven. Like, there's nothing in here.
I just realizing now, John, too, we're actually like wearing the same outfit, which is just like a ridiculous.
No, I have a logo.
You have a logo. I don't have a logo, but we both have like the brownish yellow hat and I'm right out of the pool. River and I were inventing all sorts of new games. The kid is a genius when it comes to inventing pool games.
Yeah.
And
he's good at that.
Stevie is a genius when it comes to rocking in the little chair.
Mm-hmm.
And the burgers were great. The corn was great. The salad was great. It was a lovely evening.
Yeah, I mean, look, the food was good. I mean, Max made a great salad. I was impressed. I don't know how to make salad.
It's easy.
I have no idea.
You just throw it all together in a bowl. You toss it up.
I don't know.
Mulled and salt on top. That's basically the case.
See, those are the things I don't know. I need to write that down. I don't know what kind of cheese to put in there. I don't know how to use lettuce. I don't know how to make it into a salad from bowl of stuff. Like mine is bowl of stuff.
Yes.
Welcome to Bowl of Stuff.
Welcome to Bowl of Stuff with John and Max. Toss that salad. Yes. You got to toss it. Yes. The 7-Eleven, we're speaking to managers. We're tossing salads here.
That's
all
right.
Before the theme music has even started. And guys, because I'm not on my home setup, I am not in control of the board. I can't play the Joey as a Cop music anymore. I can't play the theme song. I can't play the Mark Brownstein Ding Dong or anything like that. So John is going to have to run the board tonight. Yeah. I'm in the passenger seat. So John,
you need to tilt your mic so it hits your face a little bit.
Okay, John, do you have the theme song queued up?
I don't know. I've never done this part of the job. I have
it's on that.
All right.
We got some new stock music.
New stock theme song. Touchdowns all day, touchdowns all night, touchdowns in the afternoon and ready to go. Ready to go. Remember, our TV show is better than yours. We don't have a cruise ship on our show and nobody dies.
And everyone only has one dad.
Woo! All right, folks, that was great. You never know how easy it is to make a theme song until you try.
Yes. Well, I mean, there you go. Jamception right there.
There you go. Okay, so I uploaded this music. And
did you upload?
Where is it? I put it here. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
So let me just see what this is.
Our theme song should be on there. You might even scroll down. The theme song might be at the very bottom of that.
Oh. You're right. Is it this one?
Why don't you try?
How do you play it? Do this. I don't know how to play it. These are uploads. All right. Well, what are we talking about here? What are we doing?
We're scroll down there. Does that have anything? If you keep going down on that,
it doesn't go down anymore.
Okay, go back to that list. Go to whatever you did. Edit list. We're gonna go back now. Find the theme song and
just drag it somewhere. Drag it here.
It's.
All right, so I got to figure out how to play these songs, and this is not going to do it.
Yeah, it won't play anything.
I don't know.
I think you have to add stuff from there.
Maybe
wait. Click on.
Add to scene.
Okay. So click on the file that you want to click on the. Okay, now click done.
Where's done? Oh.
And that will add it to the list on the other page.
Oh, okay.
So you don't need to click on. We need those are the files from before, but all right. Oh yeah, they're all there. Now go down and find the theme song.
Okay, here we go. Right, here we go.
Touchdowns all day,
touchdowns all night. We don't have a cruise ship and nobody dies. I mean, how are we supposed to get on Netflix without a fucking cruise ship? God damn it.
Communicate.
God damn it, dude. We're going to shoot touchdowns all day from a yacht from now on every week.
Yes.
Every week. week we'll do some Netflixy stuff. All right.
Cutting off the theme song there?
It's checking. All right. That's as long as I think the theme song should be now. But you like to let it roll. I agree. You like to let it roll.
Welcome back to Touchdowns All Day. I am your host, Max Dawson. And with me, literally right next to me, John Barber.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
So guys, as you can see, and for those of you who have been with us up until we rolled the theme music, you know, John and I are without a net right now. We're in the studio, John's house outside of Philadelphia. Avery and I came over for dinner, to visit, for a little grilling, for a little pool, and we decided to do a live Touchdowns All Day right afterwards. I mean, technically we had planned on doing this all along, but we just did the planning and pre-production in the 6 minutes before the episode started. So thank you for your patience. Bear with us. We do actually have a special episode planned for you tonight. We do have a guest joining us, Mr. Matt Butler of the Everyone Orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
This has been on my mind ever since Camp Home Again, since Matt conducted that live improv set, the first set of the night on June 19th up in Bearsville. I've been operating under a hypothesis that jam session, and in particular perhaps the third jam that night, cracked something open for the band, and that you can mark the playing that they did this summer tour before and after Matt Butler got his hands on the band. So we are going to sit down with Matt. We're going to roll back that jam. We're going to talk about it, hear what he was thinking, hear what he was hearing, and mix it up with you guys in the chat. So, John, before we get started,
that's right.
What was the thing we were saying we wanted to do that we were going to talk about? Did we already talk about it? Was it the propane?
No, we were going to talk about the propane, but we also wanted to start the show. I don't know. I forget. It's been so chaotic here. I feel like people tune in for the chaos. You know what I mean?
Yes.
They wouldn't tune in if it was like a smooth running show with no problems. You know what I mean? These are...
Uh-oh, they can't hear me, John.
Who can't hear you?
I'm seeing from the chat that they're not hearing me.
Oh.
Toby said, cool, can you just repeat the last 2 minutes?
Oh, fuck. All right.
Guys, let me know if you can hear us, if you can hear me. Hello.
Keep talking.
Hello, 1 2 1 2. I see myself. I see my levels. We can hear you now. That the music is off. So when the music is on, apparently I can't be heard. Well, that's interesting.
How many things are different? How many things are weird here?
How
many things? Today's the everything is weird day. Are you experiencing that at home? Is this what it's like when you get off tour? Everything is weird. Let's go over everything is weird for me. I have a light outside my house that I can't turn off. I can't turn it off. I don't know how to turn it off. It's a giant floodlight that goes over the house that I use when people come over to the house so they don't like fall into a bush or something.
Okay.
I can't turn it off now, though. I have this giant spotlight outside of my house. Don't know how to turn it off. Don't know what happened.
I know how you turn it off. You remove the light bulb.
Yeah, that's the old. I need like a 40-foot ladder to remove the light bulb.
No.
Yeah, this
is what happens when you go away on tour for 6-7 weeks. You come back and your home is no longer your own home.
Dude.
It's out of your control.
There's no question that's what happens. Every time I come home for tour, a million things are broken. We went over it this morning. That's how many things are broken. We actually talked about it.
Well, here is the solution that I'm going to propose.
Yes.
From now on, instead of touring,
don't leave tour.
You just play all of your shows in a row consecutively in the same venue, like 3 miles from your house.
Ugh, I love that.
So, John, of course, I'm referring to the upcoming Ardmore Music Hall run, just announced, just sold out, August 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, Ardmore, Pennsylvania, the Ardmore Music Hall. I would be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about this run, about the idea behind it, and about what you guys are thinking about for what will be the first 6 nights in one consecutive span. Biscuits setting up residency in one venue. We checked the history books. This is unprecedented for you guys. This is the Philly half dozen, as management is calling it. I like the Quakers half dozen. But what is going on here? How did we come to this point?
I mean, yeah, it's simple. It's just like we want to play a venue near our house so that we can spend a lot of time working on the shows and not a lot of time checking in and out of hotels. It's just that simple. We check in and out of hotels all the time. We are as good at it as it gets. But still, it would be nice to, just drive home after the show. Also, Ardmore called us and asked us to do this. And apparently, we're friends with them. What do you want me to do? We're not going to say no. They're going to be like, you have this great band, you have this hot thing. Why don't you guys come play a bunch of nights here? You can stream to Nugs here. You can have your fan base come and see a small venue biscuit show in the Philadelphia area, which hasn't happened in forever. You can do all these cool things, and you can sleep in your bed with your newborns and all your other kids. And I was just like, okay, sounds good to me. Management was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, guys. This isn't the right look for you. But after a while, they were like, all right, fine. I think everybody asked a bunch of times. And, it's just kind of like us hanging out in the Philly scene, playing music for the Philly people is really all it is. Like, there's not too much to it. I mean, we play shows all the time in all sorts of scenes. And then we come to Philly and, we did City Ave for Tractor Beam, and that was sick. And I'm really glad about that room. That's a nice room for Tractor Beam. But this was already in the works at that point, and now here we are doing a bunch of biscuit shows. But I like the idea of like doing a biscuit show, going home, and doing a biscuit show, going home, and having there being enough time to those shows that we can make them really interesting and special and unique and different, which is cool.
Well, there's always something to when you guys set up in a location, be it Pine Creek, the Mission Ballroom, and then past the Nokia, when you guys have the ability to unpack your bags literally and metaphorically and just get comfortable in a place, more often than not, something spectacular happens. So we're going to take that to a completely different level now by giving you 6 nights and allowing you to go home and sleep in your own bed after each one of those nights, which is going to make those are the conditions for good shows.
Yeah, unless you don't live in Pennsylvania and you still want to go to shows, and you got to get a hotel. But whatever, it's an Ardmore hotel. There's museums, there's other stuff to do. The bagels are great, the food's great. Sushi place in the area is really good.
So for people who have never been to the Ardmore before, explain what the venue is like and the area where it is like.
Well, it's just a sweet, like, little country area outside of Philadelphia. It's very close to the city. People, sometimes live in the city and then move out of the city. They usually move to the Ardmore area. We've all lived in that area. I mean, I live in that area. Mark and Aaron live in that area, and we all know the guys who run the Ardmore real well. We see them around town all the time. There's a good social bond there. We've all done a lot of gigs at Ardmore because of that bond. And, I think it just was every once in a while, it's like fun to go into a space and just crush it as the Disco Biscuits, when you're really good friends with people. Like when Stacy George moved to New York City, like Stacy was our promoter in Philadelphia. Then she moved to New York. She got a big raise in New York. And so we went to Irving Plaza and blew out 4 shows that were sold out in 8 seconds as just like a, hey, welcome to New York, Stacy type of thing. And she loved it and everybody was happy. So it's just like and those shows were great. The fans loved those shows. It was really fun. And this is going to be the same type of thing.
In many ways, it's reminiscent of some of those old Grateful Dead runs where they set up for like 15 nights at the Warfield in San Francisco or at Radio City Music Hall. Now, those shows, we discussed this way back before you guys did the Warfield show. Those were famous because the Dead brought back their opening acoustic set, followed by 2 sets of the Electric Grateful Dead. With 6 nights at the Ardmore, do you guys have any thoughts, or have you had any conversations about special ways to approach these shows?
It's a good point. I hadn't thought of the history of it. We have talked about what we want to do a little bit, but nothing concrete yet. I don't know what it is. I mean, the fans could just get online and give us some ideas so that we don't have to think of them ourselves. That's always great. And, besides that, I don't know what we're going to do. I mean, there's going to be a lot of new stuff in there probably, I would assume. And there's going to be maybe, I don't know what else we would do. Should we do an acoustic set? Should we do like an all computer set? Like, we have so many different things that we do all the time that I don't know what would be special and what wouldn't be special. So the fans really got to chime in on that one and let us know.
Yeah, they have already begun to. And chat, please weigh in here if I'm poaching anyone's ideas that were posted on Fantasy Tour or Facebook or whatever. I apologize. please speak up, because I've seen people say, what about a movie set one night, a tractor beam set, an acoustic set? We could do a hot air balloon. We could do a rock opera night. We could do multiple rock operas. I mean, and that is the thing about the Disco Biscuits. You have so many different flavors, so many different incarnate. You could do a perfume night. You could do, I mean, like, who knows? The possibilities are endless. Or you could just come out and rage 6 consecutive nights of Hot Biscuit shows. And I don't think anyone would complain at that. But
I mean, that's definitely going to happen on some level.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, but look, like that, to us, it's just like, that's the beginning of the run. And the run has a lot of notable things in it. So to us, we're going to be gearing up for what is going to be an incredible run through the middle of the country.
Yeah. So you've got the 6 Ardmore shows. Then a few days later, you head out to Salt Lake City for your show at Swig with the Real Housewives opening.
Right. And everyone I went to high school with lives in Salt Lake City for some reason.
Really?
Yeah. They all go to those
for
shows.
skiing reasons or for Latter-day Saints reasons?
Skiing reasons. Well, yeah. No saints.
Not for polyamory or anything like that. Polygamy.
I don't think they would tell me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
When you go to their house and they have 3 houses side by side with like an 8-foot fence outside, that's how you know. Then we go to my favorite place, of course, Livingston, Montana, Pine Creek Lodge. Guys, you've been hearing me now for like 3 years talk about this. It really is the most special thing outside of 6 nights at the Ardmore, probably the most special thing that you could do as a Disco Biscuits fan. Then there's this new venue, the Lawn at Surf Hotel in Buena Vista, Colorado. John, do you know anything about this spot?
It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome from what I saw in the pictures and the videos and stuff like that. That is going to be an incredibly cool spot.
And then from there to the other greatest place in the world to see the Disco Biscuits, the Mish.
Yep. There you go.
So an exciting August and early September coming up.
And those Mish shows are going to sell out just as fast as these Ardmore shows did. I mean, last year they did, the year before they did. Like, those Mish shows are going to be gone. So
yeah, those Mish shows are going to be really
the question is, can we sell out Pine Creek? That would be something that everybody would really like perk up a little bit about if we could pull that off, fan base.
What's the capacity of Pine Creek? Like 60 or something like that, though? That's a small place. I think that's within your grasp.
I mean, it's pretty big. It's surprisingly big. It's
really?
Like, yeah, it's
they
like,
just keep filling into Yellowstone at that point.
Yeah, it gets pretty big. We did like, probably maybe 2,000 people last time, and it didn't sell out. Maybe 1,000. I'm not sure what we did last time, but I don't know. Eventually it will sell out. If you ask Boots O'Reilly,
it truly is the greatest experience.
I think it should sell out this year, Boots. I think you got to call a friend. Boots, call a friend. Boots, call a friend. You got to get somebody to the show, brother, so it sells out. So that then we sell out this whole run, and that would be considered. I mean, nobody can. It would be legendary. It would be a legendary run, and then the music will live up to the legendariness.
And there is our word for the evening, guys. Legendariness. Put that into your Touchdowns All Day dictionaries alongside. What was the other one?
The one from last week was there?
There was a couple. I can't remember. I'm sure the chat remembers.
That's right.
So, guys, now that we've gotten all of the tour dates out of the way, I think this would be a great opportunity to bring on our friend Matt Butler. Matt,
oh my God, Matt's in the waiting room.
To Touchdowns.
Like, these guys are idiots.
All day. Yes, Matt. I assure you, we are typically a much more polished production.
What did I sign up for? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. It's too late. We hoodwinked you into this. Matt, welcome to the podcast. I'm so grateful that we were able to have you on. Like I said, I approached you right after that jam backstage at the Bearsville Theater. And I was like, Matt, how soon can we get you on the podcast? Because that was truly an awesome musical moment. So welcome to the show. And
hey, thanks.
Great to see you.
Great to be here. It was really fun. And I was super stoked, that you were excited about it right after the show.
Well, Matt, you've been doing Everyone Orchestra since, is it 2001?
Yep.
And I know you've played individually with different members of the band. You've obviously worked with Brownie and Magner on quite a few occasions. Yep. I think John has been a part of an Everyone Orchestra performance.
John the second least.
I was
like 3 times.
I don't remember exactly, but there was one great one at High Sierra that I was in the middle of the afternoon where it was like a religious experience.
Yeah, that was that. Okay, and that was early days. That was like I don't know, 2012, 2011. I don't know. It was
Something like
back in
that.
the
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask was, how common or uncommon is it for you, Matt, to do an everyone orchestra where you're not playing with a ad hoc configuration of jam all stars, but rather sitting down with a band? You were at this point
Yeah.
conducting an existing band that was celebrating its 30th anniversary.
Not often, and I would say that it's not an everyone orchestra either at that point. I mean, the whole concept of everyone orchestra is like bringing together diverse groups of people that kind of just that are meeting in that improvisational space. It's using the same kind of technology, I guess, the conducting technology. I'm trying to figure out what that name is right now, because it's like a different approach. It's kind of like, oh gosh, what can I do to surprise and delight the band? And first, I'm 100% focused on the band, because the only reason why I've been able to do this all these years is because the musicians ask me back and they're like, oh yeah, I'll do that again. It's like, uh so so yeah. It's almost like deconstruction rather than construction. And I that's like a real kind of surface kind of description of what I felt like my role is as the conductor, the facilitator, the disruptor in this instant. I think, and the cheerleader, because I feel like we hit those moments, and that was it was just a super dynamic set. And
Yes.
I was horrified at least 30% of the time, because it was scary. It was so vulnerable, and it's a different ask. There's so like one of the seven tenets of everyone orchestra is trust, because the more everybody trusts each other, the better the music is. And really, like, as a show builds, like if we do a 3-day run or even just one show, I call it the blossom. There's like the trust builds between people. They're willing to take risks. People will react faster, and cool things happen. So uh and it's kind of like a sacred, like, to be put in front of the band and be asked to do something like that is like, it's I don't take it lightly. It's like it's kind of, you're really trusting me with your sacred space that you've created, and the fans, your fans are particular. I was afraid they'd hate me. It's just like,
Biscuits fans hate everything.
I mean,
Let's just get that out of the way. But they love it. They love the Biscuits with a passion that is unmatched.
yeah. So anyway, it felt great. It feels good to be here, and I haven't. I've listened to the show once, and I've talked to a handful of people about it, but I've been wanting to talk to John about it. Because
Let's do it.
it's like a wild ride. I mean, it's just like, it just starts and there's like, wait, what's going next? It's like, and all of a sudden it's over. It's like this blip, and there's everything in between of like, we're going here, we're going, no, not yet. It's like this just crazy ride.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to speak for the band, but I will say one of the things I overheard afterwards, which was Mark saying, can we take Matt Butler on the road with us on tour and have him be there for every show under the stage? Because that was fucking awesome. Brownstein was electrified by that experience. And I know that John had a pretty positive response as well. But John, why don't you talk a little bit about your experience coming off the stage after that set?
Well, I was surprised at how the band was able to, and this is kind of like a kudos to the band in a way, like the band was able to kind of pick their Matt Butler body part that you were going to resonate with, whether it was the high arms or the leg kicks or the little body shimmy or like the smile and the look in the head and the face. And everybody kind of like found a way that you were moving to change their line in like a real time. It wasn't like as loopy as the Biscuits normally are. It was very like, this is happening now. We're following this. We're doing what we're doing, but we're also adding that motion to whatever we're doing. And everybody in the band's good enough to just be able to do that, right? Which I was like, hey, okay, we can do this. And then it led to this, like, to take the Biscuits out of their ultra loopiness, which is what the band has kind of like been doing for a long time, and put us into this like every moment is a unique improv and collection of what we're all doing together, that, you know, Matt is kind of like triggering it. It's like, oh, this moment I want you guys to get high together. This moment I want you guys to get low together. This moment I want you guys to kind of turn around together. And like, you're in your loop, but you're also watching him, but you're also hearing what the other band members are doing and reacting to that as well. So it creates this like everything. It's almost, it almost felt like classical music to me, where it was just like every minute, every beat is its own unique creation of notes all strung together, and then they disappear, and then another one appears, and then they disappear, and another one. And I felt like that was very, very cool. And that's, I think, why the band was so psyched, because it was just like it broke us out of that looping mold into this different mold.
It's, if anything, it's a listening exercise. Like you could take it to jazz class, you know, it's a listening exercise. It's an agreement of how to approach the music. And you know, and the conductor is kind of like this part of the agreement, you know, it takes certain responsibility, not all the responsibility, but a certain amount, you know, it's all teamwork. You know, really the thing is created by the band and the conductor has a role in it, but it's not like it's like this dual kind of headed beast of sorts.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
really
because
interesting to hear
you're reacting. You're reacting to us
Oh, yeah.
too. So if
Yeah.
I play something crazy, if I like step on some guitar solo moment and create something crazy in the middle of what's going on, you're going to react to that immediately right in front of me.
Yeah.
So that feedback loop that we created was, I think, some of the most dynamic playing the Biscuits have really ever done, or have done in like just a pure improv setting. There's no question. You know, it's hard to be dynamic in improv because you want to bring everyone with you when you go up and bring everyone with you when you go down. So you have to, like, you know, massage the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
But this was like, oh, his arms are up, I'm going up. His arms are down, I'm going down. And everybody was kind of going that fast. And so it was very quick improv, which I thought was cool.
It went a lot of places.
Yeah.
Matt, can you fill in for the audience what went down before the set? Because I was watching you prepare. You were working with our friend Steve Martocci, Monster, and you guys were putting together some notes, some concepts. But I was wondering if you could kind of just talk a little bit about the approach that you take when you are preparing for a set leading right up to the moment you walk out on stage.
Well, this one is different than a regular Evelyn orchestra. And, you know, I've tried a number of things over the years. My ultimate goal is for everybody to have like a blank slate and to be relaxed and be comfortable. That's my, you know, sometimes I feel like all the preparation is just to kind of confuse and create chaos. So you just surrender and relax and you don't know what's going to happen. And then everybody's ready, you know, because it is really, it's a blank canvas kind of a thing. So, you know, I feel like I know Mark and Aaron way more as individuals than I do know of the Disco Biscuits. So I'm a little bit of a new person in the community, you know? And that was what I was trying to, I was just trying to kind of like get some essence of the community, you know, and you were super helpful. And really it's like, it felt, sometimes when I've created a cheat sheet over the years, like ideas, concepts, words, things going on in the world that maybe we should sing about, something like that, you know? And often I don't ever use anything there, but there's something about having the sheet there that just kind of makes me feel like I got something in my back pocket if I can't fucking think of anything.
It puts it in your subconscious, right?
So I was really just kind of looking for just like some quick insight, you know, to the community and people and the band, you know, to like somehow maybe play with in a way that could be fun. I'm trying to remember one thing. What was it? Triumph?
Yeah.
Triumph, yeah.
Was it?
But there was like another victory. One. There was
another one that I thought was actually, I thought you guys all, it's like something that you guys, well, we're going to do that. We're going to do the blah, blah, blah. You know, Matt asked us to do the thing. Did we practice? We know this thing, this riff, because you all just went right into the same riff. And I was like, whoa, okay. I mean, it was a rise to a drop, but the way you guys went into the rise was like, it was so surprising and beautiful.
And that's 30 years of these guys being able to finish each other's sentences.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you,
Sandwiches.
sandwiches as well. Yes. So you go out there with those notes, but you very often, as you mentioned, just surrender to the moment.
Yep.
One thing that I think is one of the biggest revelations from this, and John mentioned the word before, it has been probably, if we have a magic word for this recent run of Touchdowns All Day episodes, it's dynamics. Because you brought dynamics out of the band that I think are uncharacteristic of the Disco Biscuits. Not to say that there aren't many moments throughout the Biscuits 30 years where they've been able to get quiet and go from quiet to loud, fast to slow, and everything in between. But you coaxed out of them some dynamics that I feel like really set the agenda for a lot of the rest of the tour. And I see the chat bringing up some of their favorite jams from the shows that came after, like that Cyclone from Columbus, for example. There were many long, extended 30, 40-minute plus jams in the aftermath of the Camp Home Again jam session that you led, Matt, that felt like the fourth part or the fifth part or the sixth part. You just weren't there, but in spirit, whatever you brought to the equation was very much in the room. So I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about dynamics and how, especially with a band like the Biscuits that is known for such an intense, uncompromising, up-tempo, in-your-face style of jamming, how do you coax out of them the trust, the comfort with going quiet, with going soft, with going slow, and being vulnerable in that way?
Well, the beautiful thing about live performance, and it's like they don't have a choice because I'm asking. I mean, you're going to make me look really, really bad if you don't go, if I'm really giving an obvious, like, quiet. Like, it's like if you miss it, everyone will see it. That's why it's a little bit like sports, because the audience can start tracking people's awareness or what's going on, in a different thing than in a regular jam of sorts. So, I just think it's kind of like, any relationship that is so involved, you create lanes that you work in. And, in a musical setting, I think, I was able to bring a little bit just extreme version of the dynamic in question, and it just hadn't been on the tip of their tongues because fuck, they're playing big rooms. They got all these amps. It's rock, you know? And if there was anything in my mind that I was hoping to do was to do some really, really soft, beautiful stuff and try to hold it there for just a little bit longer than maybe would be normal. Because I really believe in the quietness and the contrast, because I knew triumph was going to happen. I knew we were going to go there eventually. I didn't know it was going to be such a perfect fucking like chord progression that I think John pulled out of his bag. It's just like,
Yep.
I didn't come up with it. So and we went there. So, you know, sometimes in any relationship, you have an experience that kind of makes the conversation go in a different way. I think it's just that. And a little bit like music is really about, it's like exercise, and all of a sudden you're doing a new stretch that helps you do your dive better. It's like all of a sudden, there's just like a little bit of a third eye, like, thing about dynamics that was like, oh, we can do that thing now because we all can acknowledge it or something,
Yeah.
So makes me happy. And I am like, part of my new chapter is trying to kind of and get the methodology of the conducting style, because I really believe it's like an exercise, and it's a composing game, and it's a performance part thing. Everyone Orchestra is my platform of doing it, but it's cool to see it, just the conducting kind of do something that's really cool. And I immediately was like, oh my god, like if we set up in a studio, we probably, I could act as like a brainstorming facilitator in a way, for the band to just like come up with like 50 new song ideas, under pressure somehow. Just create a little bit of pressure and I can keep them moving through it or something. It's like, it made me feel excited about stuff like that. That's different than what Everyone Orchestra is about, but kind of uses a lot of the same kind of skills and awareness.
So Matt, how familiar are you with sort of some of the techniques that the Biscuits employ? Because one thing I've come to really appreciate through doing the podcast is just how methodical the Disco Biscuits are. Not just about rehearsal, but that John and the other guys have cultivated certain strategies both for improvisation and for composition. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but a lot of the composition that John has done over the last few years with his collaborators, like Joe Friedman, the rest of the guys in the band, and some other outside collaborators, has been finding moments in improvised jams that were special, unique, that stood out, where a chord progression was arrived upon spontaneously that really stood out and that John felt so passionate about that he went back to it, pulled it out, and used it either as the inspiration or the basis for a new song. So I was wondering, are you familiar with some of the techniques that John and the guys have been employing?
I mean, John has mentioned kind of that style of writing a long time ago. Kind of, I guess connected about that. But really, again, no, not in with the band. I have less, insight into how it all works. You know, um, I'm used to catching the musicians on vacation from the band.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
right.
and hopefully giving them some sort of, insight or some sort of like, adding energy, excitement to bring back to their band in a way. So,
Well, John, are there any like techniques that you would want to kind of clue Matt into that you guys employ?
No, I mean, we didn't, we did improv with Matt and we didn't run any like improv plays with him on stage. I mean, the plays were up to him. It was up to him to do with us as he desired. And we just basically tried our best to stay focused and stay in that because, you're like on stage and, I could touch this guitar knob and do this and do that. And then I'm not looking at Matt. And then it's like, oh, 4 minutes just went by. I haven't looked at Matt in 4 minutes. And so
so
the
just
one
gonna
thing
ask you about that.
we talked about that before stage, right? We're like, just make sure you looking at Matt and then keep looking at Matt, So I know it's like a little bit of like a, low IQ type of thing to be told before you go out on stage. But sometimes that
Oh,
type of simple stuff is what
oh yeah.
works.
It's not, I mean, a lot of musicians, it's not what they're used to. So it's not as easy. It's like literally they start to solo and their eyes go down. It's like, oh my God, I do not solo with my eyes open. It's like, well,
Yeah.
please, because I'll be signaling when to end the solo. It's like,
I mean,
so that in itself,
I'll
yeah,
close my eyes for 40 minutes, you know what I
yeah,
mean? During a
I
jam.
know,
I'll just for
I know.
40 minutes. So
Well, that's mainly
And,
because you don't
and
want to be staring at anyone in the crowd. We
I don't wanna,
established that last episode,
I
but
don't want to make the eye
Well,
contact,
like,
but
I mean, it's
yeah.
kind of like you just described that kind of chaos that happened within the whole process because you were concerned with your tone and your guitar was just like kind of freaking you out. You're like, wait, what? And you were
Oh
looking
yeah.
away and I was making moves and you were turned around. So the band was like, okay, we'll wait, and then we did go someplace else. And then I did it again and you were back turned around again. There was like, I felt like you and I had this moment where we had lost each other, we had
Yeah.
lost each other. And then it came back and it was like the whole thing just like elevated from there. It was like your awareness went like super
Yeah.
focused.
I had a
And
guitar that was feeding back for some weird
right.
reason. I don't know what it was. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
get it to stop feeding back. It was so I just
Yeah.
switched guitars. I don't know why it took me 20 minutes to figure that out. And then once I switched guitars, it was fine.
But
well,
I don't know. I like the searching and the chaos and then the moments when it all fuses together. I feel like that's again the contrast of improv where the conductor can kind of help massage those things in a way that make it super fun.
Matt, Ryan Slavin wanted to know if we could hear a little bit about the origins of Everyone Orchestra and your own background and musical
Yep.
upbringing.
Sure. My mom was a founding member of the Eugene Symphony, and I grew up in an orchestral household. We had lots of conductors coming in and coming to our dinner table. One conductor in particular, her name is Maren Alsop. She's a world-renowned conductor, New York, Boston, I don't know, all over the place. And that was a big foundation for just the idea that the conductor and who they could play in the community have a certain kind of role. And I saw really technically like kind of angry conductors, and I didn't like them. And I saw conductors that really seemed to pull the best out of the musicians, and people were having a great time. And I could just, it was tangible. So I feel like that's an important piece of who I am now that is kind of like more come to light as I get older. But they were really, she made a real impression on me. So uh, I experienced jamming with like Leftover Salmon in 95, 93, 92. Like just like freeform jamming started to like come into my life. That was kind of, and then Zambiland Orchestra was another big thing. Jeff Sipe, Georgia, Atlanta, like, you know, Colonel Bruce Hampton. There's this whole improv thing. I mean, I absolutely used the signs is like that. That's a Zambiland Orchestra idea. We were doing stuff with a chalkboard behind the band and conducting like drum circles. But I just started thinking about drum circle facilitation. I can do it. I love it. It can be really cool. And I'd love to do more of it. But to add all the variables of composing a song in the context of the same kind of sensibility of a drum circle, because that's kind of how people arrive at a drum circle that's facilitated, is kind of how I started to think about what Everyone Orchestra could be, you know? And I had actually been doing it for about 3 years before I conducted, you know, and Brownie happened to be there and was a really important person at that moment when I first conducted, you know, because I had hired all these other people to conduct over the years, and I'm a drummer. Like that's my instrument is drums. So I'm not sure how far back I should go. Anyway,
that's great.
I like this.
Yeah. So, and then the other thing is that up until I was about 22, 21, I was a tennis player, and I competed in college a little bit, and I taught a lot of tennis through the first few years of college. And there's a certain thing when sports is running really well, everybody's present, everybody's completely focused. And like when you're running drills, you've got everybody engaged, like a bunch of players on the court. I feel like sometimes when I stand in front of a bunch of musicians, I get the same kind of feeling when it's all working well. Everybody's kind of like working on their thing, and there's like a cohesion there that feels like sports, you know, and everyone's improving and the songs are getting better. And then there's a fumble, we all laugh. And maybe that's the best musical moment that happens, even though because everybody was surprised by it, you know. And so, you know, Zambiland, the Merry Pranksters, Jesus, this is deep. I mean, my band Jambé was like, we befriended Ken Kesey of the Merry Pranksters, which, you know, I don't know how many people know who he is anymore because it's definitely a generational thing. But
I think you'll find that most of the people in our scene do. So
yeah,
they know.
Jambé was like living with Ken Kesey off and on, involved with doing sound for a play of his called Twister. We were slated to, you know, open up the Grateful Dead at Austin Stadium on a you know, a Kesey flatbed truck, you know, with like a 12-foot joint going to be behind us all, and like this was a real formative time of jamming and discovery. And Kesey was trying to get the audience involved in this play. Twister, it's like a play on Wizard of Oz. It's kind of brilliant, and it just never really got put together in a way that people could relate to because everyone was having too much of a good time that's putting it on. And all those things kind of together, you know, because the theatrical aspects I feel like really kind of come from the prankster element, you know, and the improv elements. I don't know. It's everything that I was ever a part of that I somehow at that point in 2004. Are you guys both frozen now?
I am not.
Are you frozen?
Oh
Am
my
I
goodness.
frozen? I can hear you. I can see you here.
I broke it.
We can see you here. We're just frozen for you.
No, we're good.
I think things are fine.
We're good. Hopefully.
Did you also find Ken Kesey hard to understand when he talked, or was it just me?
I can't hear anyone. That's pretty weird.
Well,
all right.
Bear with us.
So much for the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah. Well, guys, bear with us.
on the bus.
We'll be back.
Are you back? Are you on the bus, brother?
Um,
Are you back on the bus? Did we get you on the bus? All right. Well, this is the wonders of the internet, folks. They added this.
Oh, you can't still. Should I just keep on talking?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine here. Only you are frozen.
I don't know.
You're fine. We see you in full 1080p here.
Can you hear us, Matt?
Yeah.
Oh, now he's frozen.
I feel like everyone Orchestra's been going for 20 something years.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I really am excited to take what the conducting is and invite other people to do it and to explore the realms that it can be in other settings, not just Everyone Orchestra. And this was a great place to do it with the Biscuits.
Yeah.
So it'd be great if we could actually talk again.
Matt, can you hear us?
I never want to talk again. Don't you ever want to dance again?
Matt, man, this is so classic, you guys.
Well, I mean, look, we're not. Really we didn't classic. Build the internet, dude. We did not build the internet. So don't get mad at us.
From Max.
Yes, I am texting Matt.
I'll log off.
I said we can hear you.
All right, let's listen to some music. Let's listen to some music.
He's going to log off and log back on. So let's take a moment while Matt's rejoining us. So fire up.
Listen to some music, everybody. Matt did not do that on purpose. Do not be mad at Matt. He loves you all. He didn't press the fake freeze button on his computer to get out of doing this interview. He was having a good time. We're having fun together. And sometimes the internet is just hard, dude. Sometimes the internet's just a tough place. Ken Kesey, man. I think if you talk about Ken Kesey, NSA's got to jump in on the feed, and make sure that stuff's not getting too crazy. You know what I mean?
My innocent days. Those are super innocent.
All right. Now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to do that. All right.
Are we going to listen to the tune?
We are right now. Are you not hearing it?
You don't hear it.
I don't hear it.
Not hear it.
Chat, can you guys hear it? Chat can hear it. Unfortunately, I don't know why you can't.
Just let me just go to I'm going to go to your YouTube page.
Go to the YouTube page. Why can't he hear it? That's crazy. Can you hear it now? Oh no, muted him. I don't know how to turn the music down. No one's ever asked me that before. No one's ever said, John, turn the music down before. But probably did.
I'm listening to it on my YouTube. I didn't know where the one was here.
We reset the one a lot in the Disco Biscuits, and it's part of improv and the loopiness of it.
We found it.
Yeah, you always refind it. It's very persistent. The one. Just stop trying to count it and let it happen. There we go. All right. It's my house. Everything is breaking in my house this week. Don't take it personally. I live in a house. Things break. What do you want me to do? I'm not going to live in a van down by the river. All right, so this is the third. This is late in the jam of Camp Home again, Matt. Late in the jam. Camera work on that. That's pretty much what's going on. I agree with you. Dude with too many consonants in name. I agree with you.
And this little part right here was a preview of what were some of the best jams in the second half of the tour. The postcard in Columbus and the postcard in Cape Cod both drew on this theme.
Oh, you can hear the postcard in there a little bit, yeah.
Yes.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, it just gave me the chills.
Matt, do you have any recollection of what you were doing or signaling to the band to get this out of them? That's a question that was just posed by the chat, by Dan.
I can't remember. I might have said beauty. I don't know. I sometimes do that, but I was like, I think I was holding it dynamically down was really what I was focused on. And to let it build and build tension was my goal. Once it was started, once the band started to play the perfect progression.
Oh, that was nice.
This moment right here is something the Biscuits very rarely do. Or before June 19th.
I knew this. I knew that this was the extreme one I was telling you about. I was like, gonna go back all the way, and then we're gonna go all the way.
Yeah. That was great. That's great research right there.
It's volume knob, bro. Volume knob shit.
I dig that, man. That's awesome. That was the correct thing to do with our band because that was you added a lot of value with that strategy, I think.
So much can be learned in dynamics. Just like it creates space for the next idea. And you always know that Magner's good for a reflective acoustic piano vibe.
Never skips one, dude. He's like a fat kid at a sandwich bar, dude. Emotional reflectivity 101.
That's not what I was just thinking about a fat kid at a sandwich bar. That's weird.
I mean, look, when you play the piano, like, this is what it's built for. Like, this is what the piano is. After all the instruments they've invented since the piano, it's still the best at that, you know? It's still the best instrument you can have.
I think in a future Everyone Orchestra jam, Matt, you write on the whiteboard, that kid at a sandwich bar.
No. arc, and sometimes it's short, sometimes it's long. It's just the arc of the thing. And I felt like when we wrapped up, it really felt like we arced the set had an arc to it that was really nice. You know, it doesn't always work so poetically like that, but when it wrapped up, I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, though it did wrap up really nicely. We have some more music. That was the middle. That was like kind of the
That was the third. That was the
but
the final jam.
there was a section I had to cut off because our website doesn't allow uploads of that size. I had to lop a piece off of the end, but we live and we learn. We learn and we live.
Matt, I want to come back to a few of the things that you said before we lost you that time. You talked about your background living in the home of a classical composer. You talked about your sports background. You talked about your background with Ken Kesey, improvisational music. Kush is in the chat right now and was saying that that he had quite a history with you of improvisation back then. But why I wanted to bring all these threads back together is because so many of them I think are relevant to what the Disco Biscuits are doing. So first of all, John's obviously someone who has been deeply influenced by classical composers, and the Disco Biscuits are of course known for incorporating classical music into their sets, both in the form of classical influences, but also playing classical compositions as jump off points for improvisation. And then you're talking about sports and being a coach, a tennis coach, and watching your tennis team or your tennis players and feeling like all of the preparatory work you had done with them to guide them, seeing them execute on that. The Biscuits have also really embraced the concept of coaching. And Joey, John's songwriting collaborator, who I'm sure you met at Camp Home Again, they very often refer to him as their coach. We've also talked about Cloud Chord as a coach and many other people. They're a very coachable band that really is looking to those outside experienced influences that can guide them past their own habits, guide them past where they would naturally get to on their own based on their innate talent, and to kind of show them what else is possible. So I'm wondering if you were aware of both of those aspects of what the Biscuits do and their background.
Somewhat, a little bit. Definitely the coachable element, I think, there's a reason why, you guys have been together so long, John, and it's because you've ebbed and flowed, and like being open to be pushed in some uncomfortable places always is going to be learning and transformative. And God, we're complex beings, and in order to keep the relationship interesting, you got to continue to dynamically transform, and so I think most good organizations do that. A lot of really successful people do that because they're able to work with coaches and try new things and discover themselves, through the process. So it's great. Yeah, it's cool.
And then the other thing that the band has really embraced lately, and John, you taught me about this, was the yes and mentality.
Yeah,
Of being open, not shutting down other people's ideas, and being game to go into places where you might not have gone yourself.
it's exactly my ethos. We share it. I mean, yes, and is at the center of what Everyone Orchestra is, really, in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
I recently I did a bunch of comedy improv, and oh my god, it's direct access to that stress and joy that it brings, because it's like it's scary, kind of scary,
Mm-hmm.
and that's good. It's a good place to be scared because you're learning if you're concerned for something.
What were you on stage? Were you what was, tell us a story there?
For comedy improv,
Yeah.
I just did my wife and I just did like a series of classes, like I don't know, 9 months worth of classes, before I started dealing with some health issues. I was totally into it, and it's like all these exercises in comedy improv are like could be applied for musical connection and listening. They're like very quick, getting to the root of the same musical that listening part that we were just discussing through all that elaborate experience that we had. But it's
Right.
like you're just saying chicken egg, something. It's like you're just like, all of a sudden everybody's in that moment, which
Hmm.
is it's a good exercise. I think it's like if you're a public speaker, if you need to make decisions, in your work or things like in commit, it's like I think comedy improv is like it's an exercise for your intuition. And in a sense, everyone orchestra's, improv experience is kind of like an exercise for intuition or recalibration for it.
We had another question from the chat and from Ryan once again, and that was, Matt, in your experience of working with so many different musicians from this scene and other scenes, is there anyone who you would love to pair up with the Biscuits who you think would bring something special out of them?
Huh. I haven't ever thought of that. So this is like a fresh thought. So I'm just
Yes.
kind of grasping
Putting you on the
if I can
spot.
think of anybody, I mean, I would say that, you know, being coachable, just about any uber talented musician that, or let's say even a comedy improv or coach or somebody like exercise, something with like, let's speaking musically, I think would push them to do something new and different because maybe they would get out of their zone, would, a Jacob Collier collaboration somehow, what would that look like, And that would be a challenge. That would be kind of an amazing thing. Totally different types of music entirely, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. He could do anything. Who knows what they would do with that? So I'm just grabbing that one off the top of my head.
He'd be like, Baba, can you play a 9-flat-11 chord for me? And I'd be like, no, I don't know if I can. No, I don't know what you're talking about. He'd be like, here's a modulation over to the 11-17 chord. Yeah. Yeah. I think that he makes the kind of music that we could jam really well,
Yep.
actually.
Yep. There's a female guitarist front woman, Lulu Bartoldi in Argentina. I might be messing up her name. She would be cool to see what the hell would happen, combining you two, she's a little
I
bit
like
like
that.
it's a little like Kurt Cobain guitar, but just,
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know, different, be cool. So like, that's kind of like where my mind goes, is like kind of extreme experiment.
Contrasts. Difference.
Yeah.
Toby Nicastro wanted to know, how is the improv that you do in Freedom different from what you're accomplishing as the conductor of an everyone orchestra?
Just, driving from the kit and the groove as much as I can, but like it's a three-headed beast, that Freedom. So it's like we're all kind of just listening together, taking turns, I guess, like playing different roles, so to
But there's
speak.
no
So
sex, right? That's why you didn't go with threesome. There's no
no,
sex.
threesome is like a very unfortunate
It's a totally
thing we
loaded
found out
term.
the very first show. It said threesome on the
I
poster.
mean,
It's
it's
just
a
kind of
great
like,
name
and
for a band.
I really hadn't even thought about it. Just that's how innocent I am, guys. And I just,
You're
oh my
sweet,
God.
man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Hey. You guys are a three-dom. It's a kingdom with three people in it. It's not a
Yeah.
threesome. It's not
Yeah.
sexual. It's not a hint at what happens after the show or backstage or any of these
No,
things. It's not that.
I don't really know it's three of us. That's all.
Yes.
It's catchy. It's catchy.
What do the other two guys play? Bass and guitar, bass and keys?
Yeah, it's Brett McConnell and Asher Falero. And
Nice.
Brett is on bass and Asher's on keys, and they're both some of my favorite people to play with in any form, but especially everyone orchestra. And super intuitive players, big ears. We can go lots of places, so that's why it's so fun.
I'm surprised you didn't save the name Freedom for me, Aaron, and yourself playing Better in Doses.
We can.
Did we
can
release
tie-
that? Did that?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't know if we put that out yet. I guess we
Oh,
didn't.
you mentioned this to me once. Okay, so give everyone the backstory.
All right,
you
this
guys
is coming out.
Jammed together in the studio.
Well, Matt put together this like day in the studio, this gorgeous studio in San Francisco when we were playing the Warfield. I don't know how you pulled that off, but we appreciated it. Me and Aaron showed up with our acoustic stuff because that was the vibe there, and Kush was there with some cameras.
Yeah.
And there were all these just exotic, insane drums. Like one was as big as a Volkswagen, and the other was this tiny little thing, and there was everything in between. And they're all like, not made in a factory. They were all these like beautiful, handcrafted, amazing sounding drums. And, Matt played a bunch of them, and I played my acoustic, and Aaron played the grand piano, and we did a version of Better in Doses, which is so great that we're going to put it out. And I guess we just haven't done that yet, but we're going to put it out soon for y'all.
They're Taos Pueblo Indians drums. They built those drums, so that's what makes them so special. Yeah. Yep.
The real deal.
Are they part of your personal instrument collection, Matt?
I have some. That studio is not my studio. It's a friend of mine's studio, but Everyone Orchestra has been doing some sessions there, and that's what kind of instigated the invite of just trying to get you guys to come up to maybe collaborate, do something. And, we did a little collaboration, which was awesome. And it's a new space that we're bringing people to. So it's super special. But yeah, my friend Doug has some incredible Taos drums there as well.
Wow.
It was wild. Really, yeah. He's got an incredible room there that's just like second to none. I mean, what a beautiful spot.
Yeah.
There are going to be some great records made in that room. I mean, it's got all the right tech, it's got all the right vibe, and it's in all the right location with all the right energy. It's a very special spot.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to work there. It's going to be fun. And that acoustic vibe is so, again, super different, and we immediately went to some really cool places.
Matt, what other projects are you working on these days?
Everything's on hold, guys. I'm having my third surgery in a year on August 11th. I've basically been out of the game since last year at this time, and I barely made it through June and July of 2024. So it's been a total trip getting my health back, but I'm going to be fine. It's a long surgery thing. So, one of the things is we're building a studio here in Portland for Everyone Orchestra to, teach it, produce it, do, when Biscuits are in town, I hope to have them visit. We're centrally located right here, right off I-5. And so that's kind of been one of my big focuses. We'll do some Everyone Orchestra out there somewhere. Got a Camp Deep End in California. It's a great redwood up in the redwoods in September. That's my next gig. So my next gig is basically the end of September. So I did the Biscuits show and I came back and I haven't really done any gigs since. So I was glad I made it through that one. So,
well, if you're only going to do one for the summer until September, make it a gig where the band is utterly transformed by participating in
that's right.
your conducting jam session.
Well, I'll try my best, and I hope, John, that we get a chance to spend a day in a studio with the band and do that kind of experiment, of brainstorming through the improv process and come up with a whole bunch of ideas.
I love that. I think we're definitely going to do that. Yeah. I mean, you name the spot. We're on the West Coast twice a year and we'll just swing through. And I mean, I think that everybody in the band would be excited for the opportunity to do what we did in a studio with some opportunity to make some music that's going to end up on a record or something like that.
It'd be super fun. Let's do it.
For sure.
Well, Matt, I can't wait till the next time that you come out and do another jam with the Biscuits. I truly believe that was a turning point for the band. And I'm still working out the full thesis here, but have been so many moments since then where John and I have said to each other, like, yeah, that was Matt Butler kind of set us on that path. So thank you for making the trip out to Camp Home Again, making it the special experience that it was for everyone there, and for blessing us with this new avenue that the Biscuits have been exploring ever since. You really inspired something in the band, unlocked something in them, and we all have been the beneficiaries of it. So thank you.
Oh man, that feels great. So what a pleasure. What a pleasure. Let's do more. Thanks, man. It's great to meet you.
Well, I wish we could have had a better episode, technically speaking, for you. We'll
what are you talking about, dude?
We normally take great pride in
great for
our
us.
technical prowess.
Jesus Christ, set the bar high. Why don't you?
Well, listen.
Damn.
But Matt, you're a great sport and a great guy. Thank you so much, and good luck with the final surgery. I hope that it puts you on the path to a full recovery, and that we'll be seeing and hearing lots of new music from you in the near future.
Soon. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, man.
Later, buddy.
Wow, what a nice guy.
I mean, one of the greats, one of the just the nicest guys in the business, as long as I've known him. And he's just a class act through and through, and he's just like a real music business lifer. Like it's great to see people who are just in the business, like they donate their life to music. They make the music their passion every day. They wake up every day and they make music, and that studio that he's working in now with all the drums, with his talent, with all those drums and his abilities, they're going to make some records in that studio. I hope we get to do one with him, but I mean, whoever else they get with that group, I'd like to see Matt in the producing chair. I'd like to see him in the producing chair in a studio where it's him and an artist like crafting a record together. Like I think he would be unbelievably good in that role. And I hope he gets to, how sick would it be if Matt got to produce 5 or 10 albums in the next year, 2 or 3 or something like that. Those will all be incredible albums.
And I want to go more into Matt's backstory, because the Ken Kesey component, the growing up with a classical composer in Eugene.
That's why.
I mean, like there are chapters there, the professional tennis coach, or the tennis coach aspect. Sorry. I mean, all of that.
It's
like a fascinating backstory that you never would have imagined is what brought him to where he was. But when you hear it, it's like, oh, obviously he's a conductor and a coach. Like, it all makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And I played tennis. I don't know why we never played tennis.
Yeah,
I don't know. He doesn't look at me and think I'll mention the tennis thing earlier. Do I not look like
Doubles?
a tennis player?
I mean...
what happened there? Maybe I should wear like more like Sarah Ferragamo like tennis shirts or something like that.
I see you in some Fila or a Lessay or something like that.
Like all whites all the time.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
I think Ali G already did that. Is Ali who's Sacha Baron Cohen's character? Ali
G?
Ali G. Yeah, he did that already. All right.
Well, we know you guys will be back in Portland before too long. Well, we don't know, but I'm just assuming now that Portland is like the West Coast home for the Disco Biscuits again. So hopefully we'll have an opportunity for you guys and Matt to cross paths again in the very near future.
I mean, it's a good question. It's a good comment. Like, we did our 2-night stand in Portland.
Yeah.
This year, and that's Matt's place is Portland. So
yeah.
Hey, we're gonna have to do a Friday, Saturday there, Sunday go into the studio with the everyone Bisco or whatever we're gonna call that operation, and just let Matt just like do what he does, like he was saying, he likes the conductors that are like jiving with the group, are like working with the musicians, not like forcing some kind of dogmatic structure at them, but creating the music in flow with the artist, and that works with the Biscuits.
Yeah.
Portland, another notch for Portland. Go Portland.
Well, John, the ladies are upstairs. I'm sure they would appreciate it if we
did we survive this episode?
I mean, barely.
We survived, folks.
We're still here.
I can't believe we pulled this off, because the amount of preparation we did was less than we needed to do.
We probably should have come down to the basement about an hour before and got everything ironed out.
Maybe, yeah.
Instead, we just decided to rip it. But listen, that's the Disco Biscuit spirit, right?
I mean, hey, I'm just proud of myself for not throwing a propane thing through a 7-Eleven plate glass window today. I consider that
Yes.
I consider that a win. I don't know.
A victory.
Yeah, that's a victory for me. That's a victory. This podcast, as always, is the cherry on top of a well-lived life. A lot of fun. Great stuff.
Guys, we've got lots of fun stuff that we're working on. The Camp Home Again workshops, we're working on remastering the audio for those. So hopefully we can get out the Tractor Beam and Songwriting Workshop real soon. I'm working on the next installment of the I Remember When series. I've got a little audio documentary about one of my favorite shows, seeing the Disco Biscuits. That would be the Flapjacks show, John, from 1999. I've been working on this for over a year. I've got interviews with Jeremy Shealy, Mark Rigopoulos, Carla No, Kevin Sturtz, Benji Eisen, all telling the background, untold story of how that show at a diner came to be in January of 1999.
Oh my God.
So many other fun things we're working on. But guys, the most fun for us is getting together with you every Monday. We look forward to it. I know some of you do as well. Thank you for bearing with us as we continue to work out the tech here. And thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel, for sharing episodes, and for helping us build up that momentum on these live streams.
Yeah, and just get your crew together for Pine Creek, because Pine Creek is going to be the thing. So let's do Pine Creek up right, everyone, and bring friends, and let's do a nice Montana hang as the band plays their interesting version of dance music for you all.
Yes. And before then, 6 nights at the Ardmore. I know Cletus Politis is very excited. That's like basically he has to walk out his front door and he's there. But for the rest of you, it's going to be great for everyone to be out in John's neck of the woods, taking over the main line, the Wooks invading this beautiful part of the Philadelphia suburbs. So guys, until then,
good.
On behalf of John Barber, Matt Butler, and the Everyone Orchestra, everyone here in the Touchdowns All Day family, this is Max Dawson saying, see you next time.
1 second here. Ready?
We're mass communicating.
Yeah. Touchdowns all day.
Touchdowns all night. Oh, yeah. Let's go watch another Netflix cruise ship.
Let's go watch Poop
Let's
Cruise.
watch our 70th cruise ship documentary of the week. What else happened on a cruise ship? Netflix? I heard somebody got rolled into a carpet. Tell us more, Netflix.
I'd like to combine some of these Netflix documentaries. So the man who fathered 1,000 children on the Poop Cruise.
With all of his kids. Stuck on a poop cruise with all his kids.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, that's going to be the next level for Netflix. It's combining these docs into new and interesting docs.
Yeah. Well, they run out of ideas. They just have to start mashing them up.
That's right.
I think the
camera them together.
Camp Bisco train wreck episode, like what they did with the Woodstock 99 or whatever, Camp Bisco one about some of those misadventures.
I mean, but Camp Bisco was never a train wreck. It was always great.
Yeah, I'm sure it was great.
It wasn't as bad as Woodstock 99, that's for sure. Maybe
Biscuit,
next year we'll lock all the porta potties at Bisco Land and see what happens.
What was it? Sea Bisco, but with a poop cruise element. Let's be thankful that didn't take place. It's the poop situation.
Dude, I know. Yesterday we were like, I've seen poop cruise twice. Oh my God. Well, we're probably going to go watch a cruise ship thing on Netflix. Thanks to Matt Butler.
Yes.
And I don't know. I guess if Netflix could make some TV shows not about cruises, we'd watch those. But in the moment, I haven't seen all the cruise ones yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. The doctor who had 85 kids. Oof. That was weird. All right. Later, y'all.